Welcome back to Sun Crypto Daily Analysis, and we're gonna start with XRP. When you take a look at XRP is making a nice inverted head and shoulder. A big reversal is on the making, right? So you gotta think about it, right? We got a big rejection down to the from this area, right? And then we made a nice ABC correction to the downside, right? So let's take a look at the daily time frame. When you take a look at the daily time frame, I mentioned it previously, we got a nice ABC correction. What I'm expecting from XRP right now, when I made that video, we just like right around this area, right? So what, and I said like XRP gonna make a nice move to the upside, right? And then a pullback, like at least a 50% pullback, and that's what we exactly did, right? So when you take a look at this move, you know, XRP came back right around this area of 0.786, so that's at least 50%, right? So what I'm expecting now from XRP is to make another move to the upside and at least attempt to break above this area of trend line, at least for the short term. So let's see what XRP is going to be doing, at least for the short term. So at least for the short term, let's see what XRP going to be doing. You take a look at the RSI, it's pretty flat. So we getting a big divergence between the RSI and then the price. When you go back to the price action, it's pretty flat, right? I mean, RSI is pretty flat. The price action is still like moving to the downside. So expect XRP to make a big move, at least for the short term, right, and break this area and then get to the area of the neckline right around this area. So that's where I want to see XRP be trading, at least for the short term, right? So let's take a look at Nano. When you take a look at Nano is basically moving on making a accumulation move, right? So you're looking at a roughly 20% accumulation move, right, from top to bottom. So that's pretty big, right? So just expect Nano at least to break above this area of 50 EMA, at least for the short term, right? Let's say the next 3 to 5 days, I'm expecting Nano to jump above this area of 50 EMA. So and then at least stay there for a couple of days, make a 5-way structure, sideways structure before it moved above the 50 EMA, right? I mean 100 EMA, at least for the short term. The next coin we're going to take a look at is XLM. I'm pretty bullish for XLM, but I'm still expecting XLM to retest this area of this area of trend line, right around like a 2150, right, Satoshi. So and then the RSI is pretty bullish, still like moving up. So that's the reason why I'm expecting XLM at least to retest this area and make a divergence between the RSI and then the price, right, before we move to the upside. So at least for the short term, I'm expecting XLM to with a 5 to 6% down, right, retest these lows at least for the short term before it move to the upside. So the first target from XLM move to the downside, and then second target is to start trading above this area of 50 EMA. So at least for the short term, right, the 50 EMA right around this area. So I want to see XLM with at least a, let's see, after we retest this area with a 15 to 20% move to the upside, right? So the next coin we're going to take a look at is ADA. When you take a look at ADA, same structure, I haven't changed it yet. So what I was looking for ADA to do is like to make a flat correction, come back, retest these lows, right? And then that's what we did exactly. And then I'm expecting XLM with a 10 to 15% move to the upside and retest this area of neckline, right, and then probably get a small bump to the downside before it move to the upside. So XLM is pretty bullish, but just all this move is just like accumulation. So you just got to be able to accumulate slowly until we get to this area of neckline and then make a one-to-one extension to the upside, right? So you would be looking at like XLM with a at least 30% to the upside after we break this area of neckline. So the next move to the upside with BTC, when BTC going back to 42, 43, definitely by that time XLM gonna get to this area and then it's gonna make a big move to the upside. So the next coin we're gonna take a look at is LITECOIN. When you take a look at LITECOIN is making a nice 5-way structure to the upside, right? Previously we were looking at this left shoulder and right shoulder and then a break to the upside. We completed that move. So what I'm looking for LITECOIN to do now is like come back to this area of a 0.7 0.786 and point 0.5 Fibonacci, at least for the short term, right? So I'm looking for Litecoin to make a a big pullback. So not a big pullback, but a slight pullback. Let's say 8 to 12% versus BTC, right? At least for the short term. So you're looking at, if BTC stay the same, Litecoin coming back down to like 38 roughly, right? 38 to 39. So at least for the short term, we either gonna get a support from the 50 EMA. If not, we're gonna get a support from this 100 EMA. So just that's about it for Litecoin. And the next coin we're gonna talk about is Ethereum. When you take a look at Ethereum, I'm still expecting like a one-to-one extension, right? So from this point, right, and then I'm still expecting a one-to-one extension, right, at least for the short term. So what I'm expecting Ethereum to do is like make a slight move to the downside, a small ABC correction to the downside before a move to the upside, right? So look, watch out for Ethereum to make a slight move to the upside, to the downside, get a support from this crossover, right? As soon as this crossover is done, most likely either the 50 EMA or the 100 EMA going to support the price, and then we're going to make a nice move to the upside, at least a 20 to 25% with a very aggressive move, right? So that's about it for Ethereum. Let's take a look at Neo. When you take a look at Neo is making the same type of structure as Ethereum, right? But Neo is kind of pretty slow. When you take a look at these moving averages, they are moving very slow, right, compared to Ethereum. So I'm expecting like Neo to slow down at least for the short term, get a support from the 100 EMA at least for the short term, and a move to the upside. So same type of structure with Ethereum, a one-to-one extension, right? You got another one-to-one extension. So, and the next thing I'm looking for Neo to do is that I'm expecting a divergence between the RSI and then the price, right? So you take a look at the RSI right around this area, right? So RSI is pretty flat, but I'm still expecting another U-turn, right? So to get at least a triple top, right, from the RSI. So let's take a look at it. I'm expecting RSI to come back, and right around this area, right? And then price still going to be moving to the upside and complete the one-to-one extension. And then the next coin we're going to take a look at is Monero. When you take a look at Monero made a nice breakout, and then it's time, now it's coming back to retest this area, right? So most likely we're going to get a big move to the upside. So I'm expecting a one-to-one extension from Monero, right, at least for the short term. So you're looking at another, let's say, 16 to 15% to the upside, at least for the short term versus BTC, right, before a slight pullback after that. So, and then the next coin we're going to take a look at is Tron. I'm looking for Tron to make a ABC correction from this point to that point, right, at least above this 50 EMA, and then move down to this area of a golden packet between 0.618 and 50%, right? So that's what I'm expecting Tron to do, at least for the short term, before a big rebound. So we could like at least get a slight bump, a slight move to the upside, at least from the 50 EMA, not the 50 EMA, but the 0.5 Fibonacci. If not, we're gonna have to come back and retest the 0.618 Fibonacci. The 0.786 Fibonacci, I don't see Tron retesting it, at least for the short term, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, right? But I don't see like Tron retesting this area of 0.786 anytime soon, maybe like during the summer or so, right? So, and then the next coin I just wanted to add to the list is ICX. As I mentioned previously about ICX, right, we're making this nice accumulation move and break below it. Now we break below it and then make a very aggressive move and a 5-way structure, a sideways correction, right? So what I was expecting ICX to do, as I mentioned previously, right, on my previous video, ICX to retest this trend line and get rejected, and then that's what we exactly did, and got support from this area of 50 EMA. So you have to go back and watch that video, right? So we got a big support from this area of 50 EMA, and then now we're making a ICX went up like 20% after that, right, after we got a big support. So I'm still expecting ICX to make another 15 to 20% to the upside, at least for the short term, right, and then move above this area of 100 EMA. That's what I'm expecting from ICX, at least for the short term, right, to move above this area of 100 EMA. So that's about it for today. So let me know what you think down below. If you're new to the content, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and share if you want. Thank you for watching.